What's good afternoon in German? Guten Tag? Not Guten Abend. Guten something. I put the agenda in the chat in case anybody wants to see it. For some of the new folks that we have, if you could put your library next to your name. Though I know all of you as first name library, so it's Melinda Humboldt, not Melinda Herder. Thank you. Road. Thank you. It's 1:30. We'll get started. This is being recorded, but it'll be, I think we moved past recording, so it's only, you have to have the exact URL to watch the recording. These aren't open to the public at large anymore. I think Jake did that. So welcome to our first Wednesday afternoon forum. We're trying to alternate so that we can maybe accommodate more people. So folks that can't ever come on a Tuesday morning can possibly come on a Wednesday afternoon. One benefit of meeting on the first Wednesday of the month in the afternoon is this morning I had my system directors meeting. So I have updates from the state library to share and some other exciting news that's going on statewide at that upper level, you know, the fun stuff that I get to do. Looking at the agenda, we have time for round robin. And then we're going to do the round robin before we do the system staff, if that's okay with my team. Give more time to the participants in case they have questions or issues they want to discuss with us. All right. Number one on the good news is state aid, the budget. So the state library's budget was passed with the increase in state aid. So for your 2025 budget, add an extra $1,000 in state aid to whatever it is that you got this year. That's awesome. They also passed an increase in the per capita, and officially it's 2% or 2 cents. But how the state budget calculated it versus how the state library calculated, that 2 cents per capita is going to roughly come to more like 6 cents per capita. So you'll be getting a little bit more money. And for the library systems, because the way state aid works is 1/3 comes to the library systems and 2/3 goes to the libraries, we're going to get about a 69% increase in our state aid, which is good. And Ray said that again next year, or yeah, next January, when you do your state statistical report, and he added that question about how much do you need in state aid, that's going to be there again. So 2 things. Think about if this increase that you got is adequate, or if we still need to ask for more, because it means something when the ask is coming from the practitioners. And then 2, please think about how you're going to use this money. And what impact is it going to make on your services, and try to be strategic in it. You know, if this $1,000, it's going to help you be open more hours, or it's going to help you start a new collection, or, you know, we used it to keep the lights on. That's not as exciting to a legislator as well, we used it to start a brand new story time that's used by, families throughout the community. So we will be asking for those impact statements, probably, email to an email campaign to legislators, because it's not a given. Ray asked for this money as part of his budget request. So every year he's going to have to ask for this as a part of his budget request. He did let us know that it is included in his base budget now. So it will be automatically a part of his ask for next year. I asked him, are we gonna try to increase it? Are we gonna try to restore state aid even further? And he says basically it's going to depend on who's reelected. So the whole nature of the beast is going to change next year. So a lot of the legislators that we worked with this year and maybe built up some rapport with may or may not be here next year. Some of them are retiring and some might not get reelected. So you can bank on it for next year. We can hope for it for 2026. And I want us to think strategically about how we spend that money and keep track of how we spend that money so we can tell that story to our legislators. So they will be used for impact statements. And we're going to ask the Government Affairs Committee to write a press release to talk about this, that this restoration in state aid is a big deal. And the state library is to be commended, and all of, basically all of us, everybody that helped with legislative advocacy, you guys with all of your impact statements and stories that you gave to April and she put together, those helped. So thank you. You guys did a great job this year, and we're all going to get some more money because of it. So pat yourselves on the back. We are having June 14th is the State Library Board meeting, and we're having a joint meeting. So all of the system consultants are invited to come to that. We're going to hear from a dude from the League of Municipalities, which will be interesting. The other thing that I want to share from that is the Kansas e-card. It used to be a little jumping man. I don't know what, it's kind of a boring black and white card now that you get for your state library e-card. They're moving authentication from whoever they're with now to Bywater. So they're moving to Koha, but the timing is not ideal. The admin module for the state library e-cards is going to be down from August 19th through the 26th. We think that this is going to impact schools and school libraries. So we recommended to Ray that, put it all on CanLib, but also send it out to Castle, and we can talk with our school librarians individually as well, and just let them know that the new system goes live August 26th. So it's just the 2 weeks leading up to that. They want to do a cutoff. They're going to do a purge of delete. They're going to delete some accounts that are older than you haven't been activated in 3 years. They're going to change their password management a little bit. They don't want to have to collect birth dates anymore. And they're gonna be able to do auto emails because it's Bywater. So people can get an email when their e-card comes up for renewal, which I don't think happens now. And we've all probably had people come to the desk and say, how come I can't use Cloud Library? Oh, it's because your card needs to be renewed. So those 3 things are happening related to the e-card. Survey, thank you, impact statements. For the bigger libraries, the other thing that's been discussed is the overtime rule and the changes to the administrative exemption, and the increase from $34,000 a year to $58,000 a year. That's going to impact SEK. And it will impact probably some of our bigger libraries as well. So if you want more information about how that might impact you, reach out to me. I know for most of us, this isn't going to be it won't, unless you're full-time, it's not going to impact you. But we will probably, I'll see, April, I think we can steal and send to the trustees kind of the same information that Mike sent. Just edit it and make it our own. just to let them know. Basically, it says you either have to pay overtime or provide comp time, and it's the employee's decision if they get the time and a half off or overtime pay. For anybody that's full-time and making less than $58,000, 58,656 or something like that, some weird number. So, thank you all for letting me know that you're not drowning or being, swept away, Chautauqua County in tornadoes. And hope everybody stays that way. I know we've got more storms coming. So turn around, don't drown. And know that libraries leak. It's just one of those things that happens. We wish they didn't. I had an annex full of water in the basement. So okay, I think that's it for me. So let's do round robin. If you guys have some stuff to talk about, we'll come back to the 3 April. Okay, no round robin. We'll come back to it. Just interrupt us. It's a forum. This is informal. If you guys have a question, just, raise your hand or shout out. We had Jennifer. Oh, okay. We had on the agenda, it says meeting room policy, fair use. We had an anonymous caller ask about use of a meeting room by political parties. And I guess there was a change in who was allowed to use the meeting room free of charge. And the person was concerned that it was politically motivated. So 2 things, make sure you have a policy that is explicit. And if you are open to any organization, you're open to any organization. So we always use the Klan as the example of if you allow everybody to use your meeting room, then you need to allow people that you don't agree with politically. While I happen to be out of town, but we had a politician meet and greet in the library meeting room. It wasn't a library program. It was just a use of the meeting room by a local organization. Totally okay. I kind of wish I would have known about it so I could come and say hi. But that's in your policy, and you need to be very aware and make sure that your policy is, if it's free for one, it's free for all, and to not disallow use based on religion, politics, things like that. You can disallow based on commercial use of the room. I think that's the way the IOLA policy is written, because we are a not-for-profit. I know some libraries allow church groups to use their meeting room for Bible study or even to have church services, I think, in some cases. But just that's something that you and your board need to make sure that you're reviewing your policies, but then implementing them fairly and equally. Did I cover it all, April? Okay, thank you. Fine-free fines are an access and equity issue. I don't remember what that discussion was about. It's true. Tends to be a poor tax.
I think we were just talking about reminding everybody that if you can go fine free, that's a good idea because it is an excess and equity. I can't talk, so whatever that is, where the word is, but
thank you, Tammy. Yeah.
We were wondering how many libraries are left that are not fine free. So how many of you are still charging still charging fines, not for lost items, but just late?
Well, I mean, we are for some things, for like the hot spots. At IOLA, we started by removing it for children's materials. And I would highly, highly recommend everybody do that immediately, because you never want to, you want children to be able to use the library. You want children to always have access to library materials. That's so important. So
not charging children for the employable
Fines.
adults, yeah.
Yep. Yep. So, and I guess think of it in terms of a barrier to access. If are nickels and dimes keeping people away from the library? So, all right. And think if there's other ways. I had when we got rid of our fines, and I turned around and did an annual appeal request and mentioned we just removed fines. I made up more. Yeah, within the next 2 years, I'd made up the loss in fines in donations. So it builds goodwill. So talk to us. We have other resources ongoing, fine free, I do believe. If not, we can help find you some literature and arguments to help if you are interested in investigating it and selling your board on it. We can help with that. And the next one is April's.
Okay, I'm going to share my screen with everybody. Maybe. Share the right one. Okay, I picked on Altamont just because it's the first one in the list. So basically, you guys need to bookmark, and I'm going to have to move this. You guys need to bookmark your folders, your library access folders, so that you can get to them easily, because you'll need them for all of your allocation reports. And then to update your trustees, which if you haven't done the trustees yet, please get those in. I know everybody's just changed today, May 1st. So get those new ones on the 2024 tab. But basically you just need to go in and you hit the star in the address bar.
For Google.
Well, for Google, I'm not.
For Chrome, what if you're Firefox?
I don't know. I'll figure Firefox out. I didn't open it in Firefox. And so this is going to change it to the book to save it to your bookmarks bar. So that's the one right underneath your address bar. So you can hit done, and there it is. And so then from another tab, you can go over and it's there, and you can hit it and it opens it. Yay!
Yay.
So if you don't remember what your link to your access folder is, let us know and we will resend it to you, and then you can bookmark it.
April's getting her PhD. That's in case you wonder why she's going on to Dominican University.
Yeah, sorry, I changed. Whoops. Yes, ignore that. But anyway, okay, let me stop sharing now. It does this, and then I can't find myself. It's because I moved it. Hold on. Oh, am I
I'm
still
not a
sharing?
host,
Hey,
so I can't do anything.
hold on, there it is. It's just not giving me. There was. I moved it, and then I couldn't find it. It hit it.
Do you guys have any feedback for Brenda on the allocation report being a Google spreadsheet?
I think it worked a lot better.
Yay. Okay, good. Good. Any issues with it changing from month to month to quarterly? Okay, cool. Thank you. I'm super excited that we were able to use that. Thank you for April for sort of, creating that with the trustee form. Quit clicking buttons, April. So thank you. We're happy that that worked. And as you can tell, we're probably going to be employing that more and more. I could see us eventually allocation help, instead of you emailing me a whole bunch of documents, you just put them into your library access folder of on Google and save us all time and trouble. So thank you for adapting to that change. We appreciate it. All right, so we'll start the staff round robin, and you guys can keep thinking. If you have something you want to bring up, just interrupt us, okay? April.
Just thank everybody who came to the director's retreat. I think everybody really enjoyed it. Just hanging out and talking with all of their peers and maybe learning a few things here and there. I know Sharon enjoyed just getting to be a director of a library and not having to mess with the system stuff. So I hope you all enjoyed it. I think from the feedback was all very positive. So I'm assuming we are going to continue this tradition next year as well. So we haven't really talked about logistics and all of that yet. So, but be looking for it. It will come. Other than that,
Yep,
I have academic.
service. Yep.
Yeah, I have academic in-service coming up on the 21st. And then we also have budget training on May 16th with Sharon. We're going to look at a date to get the district libraries a budget workshop of their own, since their budgets are slightly different. So, so make sure you sign up for the budget workshop. We have Innovation Day, June 7th. Yes. Miss Sharon.
Send me, so for the public libraries, send me any questions, or if there's something in particular about budgets that you want to make sure that we cover, feel free to shoot me that information ahead of time so I can prep for it.
Yes, that's helpful, because then she can hit all that stuff. Innovation Day is June 7th, so that registration should go out next week. So look for that. I know Darren has a bunch of stuff and he's on here, so he'll talk about it more, but I thought I'd mention it. I think that's all I have. Apple went good with the ones that went to Apple, so thanks for going with me and having a good time.
Okay. Shut it down. Next, Jason, you're next in line.
I don't have too much. I did learn this morning that the co-op community is working towards joining the Open Library Foundation, which would give it stronger governance and fundraising capabilities and that sort of thing. So there's like big stuff coming down the pipelines to make co-op better, faster. Yes.
Say that again, the open what?
Open Library Foundation. I can put a link in the chat for the proposal if you want to read it. It's probably not interesting to most people here, but I mean, it's good to know what's going on with Koha. Yes.
Does that mean that there's going to be money for development potentially?
Yes. I mean, like that's what they're moving towards, and also like making it more solid for the future. So a lot of the original players in Koha are getting up there in age.
Yeah.
So they're trying to make it so that moving forward, Koha stays as great as it is now, and becomes more stable. There's more governance, and like I said, it'll go into fundraising too if there's a foundation behind it. So it's a good move. Yes.
And is it based here in the United States or is it international?
The Open Library Foundation is a US based thing, but it opens us up to globally fundraise, is what Brendan mentioned at the meeting this morning.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep. And then the other thing I thought I would mention is that Bywater is doing their co-op community challenge again this year. I know a few people have been interested in that in the past. It's sort of like if you want an excuse to get peer pressured into exercising and also raise money for Koha thing, they moved it to Challenge Hound this year. And I put a link in the chat to how to sign up there. It's $25 and you get a t-shirt if you sign up. So if anybody's interested in that, it's going on again this year.
Hey. And Jason will be speaking at the Koha US and potentially at the Koha Con. So
Yep, my proposal for Koha US in August was accepted, and I've got a proposal outstanding for the Koha International Koha Con in September. So I'll learn if that got accepted later this month, probably.
I forgot to mention this. April and I will both be working remotely on and off next week. Hers for personal reasons, I will be at the Utah Library Association / Mountain Plains Library Association conference in Salt Lake City. So email me, but I mean, as you do now, email me, and then if I don't write back, go Sharon, nudge, 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 and I'll find it. So, thank you. Brenda.
Yes. I don't have a whole lot. I might mention a couple things. Another new procedures you're seeing with the advent of our new business manager, Brenda Armstrong. That was not me Sharon was talking about with with the financial stuff. I don't do financial. When she was going through looking for outstanding checks that hadn't cleared, we did some brainstorming in that you guys didn't know you were getting checks on the courier. So you didn't know when you didn't get them. That makes sense. So she started emailing you when she sends the allocation. And then I think she's also sending a notice of the materials replacement. So you know to be looking for those checks. So if if you get the email saying we're sending these out, and when she emails, they're probably going out that day. That has been the case so far. No more than a day later. Let her know, or let me know. She's copying me on both of them. Let me know that you didn't receive it. At least then we'd be a little faster, proactive in getting you your money if it's really truly lost on the courier. So, something else.
Well, Kim was going to talk about the courier as well.
She was yes, but that's the main thing that we kind of are. At least I'm thinking of. You can't know. Nobody can know they didn't get something if you don't know that you were supposed to get it. So.
We'll need to remember to remind Brenda to do that also with the academic extension checks.
I think
All
think
checks.
she probably will. I mean, pretty much we decided anything that was going out money wise, they needed to know to look for it.
Okay.
So,
And
I know there was something else. But something you just said that I was going to comment on, but I guess it wasn't important. If I think about it, I will chime back in later.
Bywater districts. Retreat feedback. No. Okay. Next up is Kimberly.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Mhm.
Okay. I want to let everybody know that we do laminating, and you can send your laminating to us if you have a story walk, or if you want to laminate your posters from your children's. You might have a children's poster. Now, the width of the laminator is only 25 inches wide. So if you have big giant ones, then we only go 25 inches. Also, if you do a story walk, you want to make sure that you have it ready to go. And if it doesn't have paging on it, they can get out of sync if you don't mark your paging. Also, if you have like a story walk or something that you want laminated pretty fast, and just let me know, and maybe we can get it to you a different way other than the courier. Because if you really need your story walk right away, we had an incident where they were looking for their laminating, and I'm not sure if they got their story walk yet, but maybe we can find another way to get that back to you. And make sure that you put attention Kim Burns, so I know that it's for the laminating, or that's even with cataloging or anything that we do for you, DVDs, all that stuff. So
Yeah. We've had the tech team has volunteered to courier things. Roger will courier things if it's convenient on the rotation. And Cindy Chalker.
So the other thing was bugs. Why is Sharon? Oh, it's because
Oh, right. We did talk about bugs. Oh, yuck. Okay. So we had learned that a potential bed bug issue with rotation book. Unfortunately, it came to our attention 2 weeks after the incident. So a reminder that if any kind of bug infestation put it in a Ziploc and freeze it, or you can send it to us and we'll zap it in the bug zapper. And make sure that you talk to the patron to know what's going on in their home. I mean, it's really hard, but I've had to send 2 letters to patrons who had I'll just say bug infestations, and they weren't bed bugs, they were the ickier kind of bugs. But bugs are a biohazard and are they make it so other people can't use library materials. We will also be reaching out to the dog guy in Wamego and have him come and test for bed bugs in both the main library collection and in the rotation collection. So they are ubiquitous, meaning they're everywhere. So it's kind of just something we're going to have to deal with. The bed bug in niche, right? There's a whole bed bugs learning module in Niche Academy that you can learn more if it's of concern to you. Also, a good reason to not have upholstered furniture. Anyway.
And also, Sharon, they can check out our bug zap that we have available through checkout.
They have to come pick it up, right?
Yes, you have to come pick it up.
Okay.
But they can come use it. It's not hard to use.
It's basically a insulated box with a heated blower, and it cooks them.
Yes, and it does roaches too. So.
Okay. And we were debating this. This is what we talked about in staff meeting. We're debating the pros and cons of freezing DVDs to get rid of bugs. Now, isn't it fun to work in a public library? Isn't everybody jealous? All right.
DVDs. On the DVDs, we normally throw the liner away, I think, and make a new liner. But because you wouldn't want to you don't want the disc to get hot in that zapper. So
Yeah.
putting them in the freezer.
In the freezer. Okay. Oh, yeah. So April, put it out, say it. You can't just write it. Oh, wipeable furniture. I thought you were putting that's another good reason to have covers on your books.
Oh yeah, covers on your books too, but I can put that too. I wasn't writing that. I was rearranging the words I said that you said.
Yeah, that don't have fabric. Yep.
Yeah, because I couldn't say upholstered and I was like trying to do it a different way. I couldn't spell that real.
That works. This is why you have vinyl wipeable furniture. Okay. There's always more than one way to say things. Okay. Are you good then? I know people are still sending Kim special collections to catalog. So carry on. Keeps them busy.
Yes,
Keeps them
send us
happy.
your cataloging.
Okay. And we are also, because we still have some new directors and we have folks new directors, meaning they're new to Koha and new to Share It. We're out and about doing training. So, okay. And Tammy. I love
And
how
if you
have
need
this list.
Oh, if you need another reason for vinyl wipeable furniture, I'd be happy to supply you with one. Just ask me. I hope you have a strong stomach, though. I just want to remind everyone that we have so many kits, and Kim and Melissa and the cataloging staff have been great at cataloging what we're getting in. Early literacy kits, puppet kits, flannel board kits, storytelling kits, STEM kits. They're all available and searchable in Koha. They're all part of the professional collection. So check out for you or daycare providers or teachers in your communities to use. So check those out, get them going out. When they come back in, we have a new staff member who is Michelle, who is cleaning those as they come back in, so you don't have to worry about that. So just let us know if you want to check anything out. I just wanted to let you know to look for a a series of professional developments on storytime programming that are coming this fall. It's going to be a new format for us. We're going to take some field trips as a result, and it's going to be very limited enrollment because of those trips. So we're going to do some observation and reflection along with that series. Look for it this fall. I'm pretty excited about that. It's in development right now. We're also going to do summer library program reflection, which is coming up in August, but I'm still looking for a place to host. If you're willing to host and would like to bring everyone to your library, we usually have 20 to 30 people show up for that. Let me know and we'll get you on the calendar. And then lastly, the KLA call for proposals is out. It can be accessed. I put the link in the notes and I'm going to put it in the chat as well. And that's what I had.
Think about, so especially, I know, Connie, you've spoken at KLA before. It's especially if you have something you want to talk about and you can put together a panel discussion. It's a good way to ease into presenting and sharing information with your colleagues at KLA. It doesn't have to be a scary thing to speak at KLA. And I know, especially when I was a new director, I most appreciated those hearing from other practitioners, like the how I done it. I call them the how I done it talks. I found those so helpful. So think about it. Think about what you might have to share with your colleagues and talk to us, and we can help with co-presenting or helping you pull together a panel. Whatever it is, we can help. Okay, so we have Cynthia and Darren. Darren, did you pull over so you're safe and not driving?
I'm pulled over.
Okay, so I'll let you go and then we'll let Cindy go.
Okay. As April already mentioned, Innovation Day is coming up. We're hoping that it's going to have 4 different avenues of where we're going to be talking about designing. Excuse me, I apologize. Jason's going to be doing classes with Canva, and then also with LibraryAware. We'll have some stuff related to technology and children. We'll have stuff related to the hardware side of technology, and then also software side. And then we'll also provide some information or some training on the state library database, which again, I think I've mentioned this before in user group or user forums, but it's a resource I don't know if we're using as much or if our patrons really realize what is available there. Quite a bit of money is being spent by the state, and there's basically they've got libraries just accessible to them of information. The other thing I wanted to talk about is if you guys, while during the next 2 or 3 months, as the tech team comes to your library to do updates and everything, if you need instruction or you want to be shown how to utilize or how to get into your access folders, please let us know. And if we need to, we can create shortcuts on your desktop. But that is I believe that you're going to see that resource used more and more, because that is a great way for you guys to have immediate feedback on information or questions that Sharon or any of the consultants might be trying to gather information for a conference or for a forum, or trying to prepare something for you guys as far as getting information out there. And sometimes we just need to know what email addresses how many staff you actually want to be included. If you've got more than just the library director email address that you want things sent to, and you get a new email, you can easily add that to a Google group or to the contact list. I'm working with Michelle. We're going to be using a resource that you won't be able to see, but it'll be able to allow just one person to be able to update contact information, and then that contact can be shared to anybody that's on Southeast Kansas system, but we can also send contact lists out to individuals that aren't on our domain. And then, but I do want to make sure that if you need any help for any instruction, I don't think the tech team has provided that as much in the last couple of years, from what I understand, because of staffing, but we've got full staff now, and I love to do training. So if you need training for your patrons, or you need training for yourself or your staff, as far as with Google Sheets or with just email or just basic computer stuff, let me know. And I will definitely make a trip to your library.
I'll second that. It was part of the reason he got hired, because of his training skills. For those that are new, Innovation Day used to be the annual meeting. Now the annual meeting's going to be the annual meeting in September, August. I don't remember the date. It is at the Iola High School. It is open to academic schools and public libraries. Innovation Day is one of those that's open to everybody. It's 10 to 2, so we'll feed you lunch. Breakfast is on your own, dinner is on your own. We're gonna feed you lunch. You guys gave us feedback last year. You liked the hands-on aspect of it, so we're leaning into that a little bit more. And yeah, thank you for Darren and April and putting that together, and more information will go out probably later this week or early next week.
I'll do the best I can to get it out by Friday.
Okay, our goal is always to get everything out a month before the event. So just so you know, that's our internal timeline. Okay, Cynthia.
I just want to.
Oh, yep.
I'm sorry. I just wanted to add a couple more things. We're going to be installing a lot of computers during the next 3 weeks. We got computers at Girard. There's some computers at Erie, and then, but as the newsletter, I had someone asked, is Innovation Day a required event? It's not a required event, but it is, hopefully it'll be helpful, and it'll, when you see the flyer, I know we had a basic flyer that went out, but when you see the more advanced information, you'll know that I do believe, how many continuing education credits do they get?
Probably 4.
4, okay. I was just replying to the chat
It's
message.
4.5.
4.5?
4.5.
Okay.
And I'll step in, because you remember last year and the year before, we had the annual meeting that we had to have in June, and then we had the revenue neutral rate and budget hearing that we had to have in the fall. And so last year and the year before, you guys had 2 options for that allocation. That's not the case this year. We changed the bylaws. We only have 1 annual meeting, and that annual meeting will be when we do the revenue neutral rate hearing and the budget hearing. So if you don't come to that annual meeting, you don't qualify for that allocation point. And that's for everybody. That is all of our members. That includes the academics. Well, not the academics get any kind of a allocation, but that's the meeting where I need 58 bodies to pass our budget. So April, remind me what the date is again. I don't even know when my own annual meeting is.
September. Now you gotta make me remember. It's
Wait a
on the
minute.
calendar.
Here it is. September 6th in Chanute at a new venue in Chanute. So Gina, you have to drive a whole 10 minutes. 5 maybe. Okay. And speaking of newsletter, it was extra long because we all had so much to share. So thank you for those who added your information. And it wasn't just us talking. So, and thank you to April, who I know spends a lot of time on that, and she's really good at wrangling articles out of us. And mine was the last one to get done. So, okay. Cindy, you ready?
She said her iPhone's not letting her unmute.
Oh no. Oh, almost. Nope. Okay. Cindy talked about, she can listen and see if I catch everything that she talked about in the staff meeting today. She participated in the Aging with Attitude, and was one of the first people. So she had 57 visitors at her table, and there were only 55 people who signed up for Aging with Attitude. So she figures she spoke with some of the other vendors. She is available to do trainings and will be at Cherryvale to do their staff board training. I did not take as many notes as I usually do. She created for us, we have at the desk of IPL some fidgets, including one that like makes this giant star thing that we had to pry out of Brenda Cash's hands at the end of the meeting. And we hosted a meeting with the Mike and Ray from the State Library about talking books. So it was fun to be the hostesses for that. And I'm sure I'm forgetting things, Cindy, and you'll forgive me. Did Cindy write for the newsletter? Okay, so read everybody's articles, including me. I gotta read mine. Gotta read everybody's. Those of you who have better memory, what else did she talk about in the staff meeting this morning?
She said she put it in the newsletter article, but there's also fidget kits that are part of the special needs collection now. That have just a little kit with a few little things in it.
That you can check out.
Mhm.
Yay. Okay.
And one's already on the way to one of our libraries.
Awesome. Awesome. Okie dokie. Close that. Yeah, sensory fidget kits. Jason just put the link. And remember, just because we say it's in Koha, that means that it's available to anybody through Share It. So you can find it through Koha, but let Brenda or Adisa know if you want it for your library. Okay, so as we were talking, did that spark any round robin-y, stuff y'all want to talk to us about? If not, that's okay. Our next meeting will be the first Tuesday of the month in the morning, so it's May. What it'll be, June what? Oh, we're closed May 27th, but so are all of you.
Bonnie asked, when will the hoopla money be deposited?
Should have already been. I mean, the check went to him last week. Let me log on real quick.
June forum will be June 4th.
Okay.
That's the first Tuesday.
I gotta log into the right hoopla. Come on. We will, so you don't have to wait for me to do the right. Oh, there it is. Hoopla. Finances. Statements. Instant financial. documents. That's not telling me what I want to know. Okay, we'll look into it. Follow up. You remember one year we sent the money to Hoopla and they put it all in Altamont's account because it was A for Altamont and they didn't divide it the way it was supposed to. So we'll double check that too. Okay. Cindy, 8 new talking book signs. Oh, 2 new signups and 2 were from libraries. So again, if you have any of your patrons or customers or students who have any kind of a need where to hear the book would be easier for them than lifting it or reading it, they qualify for talking books. And we can get them set up for that. Oh, the other thing Cindy talked about was Braille Lego, which we were trying to figure out what that meant. So that looked like a cool thing that she might be adding to the special needs collection. Jennifer, you turned
Jason,
your camera on.
Jason Googled it and they have actual Braille dots for the numbers on it. So instead of just being,
Yeah, the little pegs of the Lego are the Braille dots instead. So it's to like learn the alphabet and things like that.
Oh, neat.
But they also snap together.
Okay. Okay, we're gonna have to get a kit for this library system office because we all want to play with Lego. This is what I'm hearing. All right. Jennifer, you turned your camera on. Does that mean you got a question? Or
I don't have a question. I just want to give an update because a while back I had said that we contacted our local K-State Extension office to help us create a strategic plan,
oh yeah.
and it went fabulous.
Yay.
We're still fine tuning it, and we're going to present it at the city council meeting later this month.
Congratulations. And aren't they impressive? We're having extensions helping the community foundation here in Iola do our strategic plan. And they like come with like all of this data and a slick notebook with all the different processes and the questions. And so if you're looking for somebody to help facilitate, I'm happy
Highly
to-
recommend. We had
Yeah.
Francis help us.
Okay. And remember, you want to budget to a plan, not plan to a budget. So now's the time to have that strategic plan, looking at it. Okay, thank you. What is your extension? Like, we're Southwind, are you guys?
I'm not sure. I think she came from Independence.
Oh, okay. Great. Okay. Well, and no, when's the deadline for the next newsletter, April, so people can start submitting? So they can start submitting their pictures and stories now. I was looking at Denise from Pleasanton, and I know they just had their rebranding ceremony on Saturday, so they might want to do something. Share it.
July 29th. Is that right? No, wait. May, June. No, it'll be June. Whatever the last Monday in June is.
Okay. Okay.
24th.
Well, we got 8 more minutes before an hour. Anything else? I did really enjoy getting to sit and talk with my other service center, whatever size library we are, and we had good conversations. It was fun. Andrea, Connie, nobody? Okay. Okay, so Cindy said she's got more information about the exciting Braille Lego, and we'll put it in the next newsletter. So we can all geek out about Braille Lego. Okay. If nothing else, thank you. I think this is a really good crowd. I mean, for a forum. So it's an even odd, so it'll be even will be the Tuesday morning, odds will be Wednesday afternoons, in lieu of our chat. I don't know. Do my consultants, do we want to stay online? Do you guys have other things we need to talk about? This is normally when we have our consultants meeting every Wednesday afternoon. So we're used to sitting around and talking on a Wednesday afternoon. So thank you for joining us on our chat-a-thon. So, all right, this has been recorded. We can stop the recording now unless anybody has anything profound to say, and let you all go, and we will share out the recording and the notes.